Hey everyone, it's Kayla with the Celebration Company, and I've got something fun for you today. But first, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up. And also be sure to check me out on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram for a lot of other fun ideas just like this one. To make our adorable Liberty Bell bowl fillers, I'm using this template that you can get on the celebrationco.com. And I'm just going to go ahead and cut it out to give me the shape that I need for my bells. Okay, I'm using 3 different colors of fabric. This one right here is kind of a cream color with navy blue stars on it. So I've chosen some Patriotic kind of primitive fabrics. And I'm going to lay my bell template on there, and then I'm going to use some pins to just pin it down so it doesn't move. Also, I did take my fabric and I folded it over onto itself where the right side is out on the top and the bottom, and this is going to give us 2 pieces for our bell so we can then glue those pieces together. Now I'm going to use my pinking shears and just cut this out. As you can see, I've got the fabric to where there's 2 pieces, and there is the pattern is facing out on both pieces. So I'm just cutting through both layers at one time so that I get 2 identical shapes. And once you get them cut out, you're just going to remove your pins and remove your template. And now you have 2 pieces of fabric cut to the shape of a bell. And we're just going to repeat that process with the rest of our fabrics. Now I've grabbed some jute and I'm going to cut 3 long pieces. I would say they're about 24 inches or so, maybe a little bit more than that. And what I'm going to do with these is go ahead and glue them into our fabric that we've cut. So I'm taking those pieces, I haven't separated them. You can see there's still 2 pieces kind of put together, and I'm putting a little bit of glue right up at the top, just some hot glue, and then I'm going to lay my piece of jute right inside there and then kind of sandwich that inside of the fabric. And now I'm going to take my hot glue gun, I'm peeling the top layer back on one side, and I'm just going to run that hot glue all the way down the edge. And then we'll peel that layer back and seal that side up. And then we're going to repeat that process on the other side, leaving the bottom unglued. We want to leave that bottom open. So we're just do one side at a time. And I will tell you that the neater you can get your glue, the better it will look in the end. But basically you just want it to be right on the edge, so definitely don't go in too far with your glue. Next, I'm going to take some cotton batting. This batting I'm using I actually got from the Dollar Tree, but you could also use an old pillow, or you can find cotton batting in the fabric section at Walmart or at Joann's. And I'm just going to start by stuffing my little bells with some of our cotton batting. You want to make sure you have enough in there so that it kind of fills the whole thing, including the bottom, but you don't want too much. So it's just kind of getting that happy medium. And once you get everything in there, you're just going to kind of push it down and get it out of the way. And then you're just going to use your hot glue gun to glue the bottom down. So I just kind of push all that batting out of the way. And then I'm just going to use my hot glue and lay that top layer on top of that glue to create a seal. Now I'll just start kind of pushing that batting around just to make sure that everything looks good, and we have our stuffed bell. So we'll repeat this process with all of our bells, and then I'm going to show you how we're going to embellish them. Now, to embellish them and make use of that jute string, we're going to take a stick and glue it right to the top of the bell. Then I'm just going to take that string and start wrapping it around that stick. You're going to do this a few times. I kind of go from one side to the next side. Then the next part does get a little bit tricky. You're basically going to tie this on. So I started by just taking my jute and kind of weaving it back through some of my wraps in order to create a knot. And then after you do that, you are going to weave it back through in order to make a loop at the top. The loop is optional. You can totally leave that off if you want. Now we're going to take a rusty bell. These bells are available on our website, thecelebrationco.com. And I'm just taking that edge on the bottom of the bell and hot gluing it down so that it's not kind of sticking up. And then I'm just going to use a little bit of hot glue to adhere my little rusty bell right to the bottom middle of my stuffed bell. Now I wanted to create a little tag for my bells. So I'm taking a piece of scrap fabric. This is a scrap canvas, but you could also use muslin or something along that line. And I cut out the little Liberty word that comes with the bell template. I printed this on regular paper, but I think it would look so much better if you printed it on mulberry paper. And I just kind of cut around the word a little bit. I didn't make it perfect. You can still see some of the white. And I'm just decoupaging that on using some matte decoupage glue right onto our fabric. Then I'm going to dry it and I'm going to trim those out. So I'm just using my scissors to tear some little tags out of this canvas, and I'm making sure to kind of center that Liberty right onto those tags. To antique these up a little bit, I'm going to use my Tim Holtz Vintage Photo Distress Oxide and one of these little fancy brushes to rub that ink onto the tag. Now this is going to look just a little bit bright and yellow right now, but we are going to keep working on this and keep distressing it, and it's going to turn out really cute. To take the distressing up another notch, I'm going to use my foam pouncer and a little bit of raw umber by DecoArt to just rub onto the sides and kind of a little bit on the front as well. Just really distressing this a little bit further and kind of removing some of that real bright yellow tone and just kind of muting it out a little bit more. I'm going to use a rusty clothespin. This is available also on our website, celebrationco.com. I'll be sure to post a link in the description of the video with the links to all the different pieces we've used in this craft. So I'm just taking that safety pin and putting it through the tag and using that to hold the tag into place. Now I love the way it's looking, but I decided to take it a step further and I took some rusty stars and just glued that right onto that safety pin right at the top of the tag. And I feel like this just finished it off and just made it even cuter than it already was. I think these are adorable for 4th of July. They'd be adorable in a bowl as a bowl filler. I think they'd also be super cute as ornaments. You can find all the details for this in the description below. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this one.